I'm Tony and I love motorbikes and adventure. In this series, I'm going to show you some of the best bits I found whilst travelling North Vietnam by motorbike. If you're into getting off the tourist track and want to explore the real Vietnam, you're going to love this series of videos, so sit tight. After a 16-hour flight, we finally landed in Hanoi. Hanoi is a busy city, the sort of place you want to escape from quickly. It's absolute organised chaos on steroids at 1,000 decibels. Landing a day before gave us the chance to rest and also the opportunity to get an insight into how the traffic works here. Crossing the road by foot or jumping in a cab or a motorbike taxi shows you just how the locals navigate these roads. It is a steep, sharp learning curve, but having this short setting in period has set us up for the journey ahead. In the meantime, we took full advantage of our time in Hanoi. So this is the road with a train that comes all the way through. They close it at a certain time, but down there you've got all the coffees. And it goes all the way across into that side of the road. On the train track. Right, so me and Will are now waiting for the 8 o'clock train to come past while we drink our coffee that's going to come soon. That's how close it is. We just walked up the track. Here comes the train. Here it comes. Holy. No wonder she said get your legs inside. Put your finger up there.
You really, that's if I put my hand there, go.
Yeah.
Size my little finger, look.
Look how long his antennas are as well. This is our little table burning barbecue, like the locals, with the plate of intestines. That's what we're about to have. Yeah, look, he's going to do that. Yeah. Come on, thank you. I was saving that. I was saving. Put a little bit of marge on the griddle, get things going.
Do that? This is the entrance alleyway to our apartment. Jack the Ripper, Vietnam style. Ooh. With 2 jam-packed nights in Hanoi, we were ready to pack up the bikes and escape to the mountains. It was a crazy baptism of fire, but we could see the mountains in the distance. We couldn't wait to get to our first stop of Ba Bear Lake, about 150 kilometres outside of Hanoi. This is so good! I love it now. The further we got from Hanoi, the roads got twistier and the landscape became greener. But it was now a race against time to get to our first stop before nightfall. Look at that. Bloody hell.
So we've got 55 minutes, 40 kilometres.
Yeah.
How long will it take you to do the drone?
Not wanting to miss this epic sunset over the mountains, I took time out to fly the drone. This obviously meant we were going to hit Ba Bear Lake a lot later than anticipated. But it was an opportunity not to be missed.
So we've just arrived at our first stop, Ba Bay Lake, up in the north, but it's not the proper north, is it? It's halfway up to the...
halfway up, yeah.
It's sort of halfway up, so it's not the proper extreme right up on the border north, but it's called Ba Bay Lake for a reason, and that is, I don't know if this is going to pick it up, this lake, but we're going to get it in the morning, hopefully, the view. But look, this veranda goes all the way round, so you're looking straight out onto this. This is me and Will's little twin double bedroom here. Look at that. With views all the way, so I can't wait to see what this is like in the morning. Before hitting the road for the day, we'd heard about a cave that was about 5 kilometres up the road from the lake. So we kitted up and headed up to take a look. This was an absolutely stunning cave, and I'm so glad that we took the time to visit it. It was an absolute killer of a climb to get up. And once you're inside, there's just as many steps that descend down into the cave. I didn't go all the way down because I knew my legs were not going to get me back to the top. But Will made it all the way to the bottom, and he said it was absolutely magnificent. So if you're going to Ba Bay Lake, make sure you stop off at the cave. It was time to get some ground underneath us and make way towards our next destination. Ultimately, we were aiming for the very northwest in a place called Ban Gioc, but we knew we weren't going to make it in a day. So we settled on a place about 110 kilometres outside of Ba Bay Lake, a place called Chao Bang. With a day spent flying drones, admiring these magnificent views and riding these twisty roads, the time quickly flew and we found ourselves yet again chasing the sunset to reach our destination. One thing we'd come to learn about riding Vietnamese roads is that you can never know what's round the next corner. 1 minute you could be riding freshly laid tarmac with big swooping open wide corners, and the next thing you're riding rutted red dirt clay roads. And we found ourselves riding through small villages and towns before we reached our destination. Another twin room. We did say, we got another twin again tomorrow. We said after that, I said actually, let's have a bit of a break and have our own rooms for a little bit. So I think we're going to look for our own rooms, but not too bad. It was about 80-90 mile drive today, but we had loads of stop-offs for drone and photography bits. But this room is right on the breakfast floor. Good and bad. Good, we can just get straight out of bed and go there. Bad, because I think they said they open at 6 in the morning or 6:15 for breakfast. So yeah, no, that was a good day. Lots of lovely twisty roads, some beautiful scenery. Get a chance to fly the drone, all the rest of it. I'm going to upload some of that onto Insta with some footage that I had from the 360. And yeah, tonight I'm going to have a little look at what I shot today. So yeah, knackered. Yeah, it does look good. Right, me and Will have just come into like the most localist local place in the world. There's even, the camera's there, there's even like, look, he's got like a witchetty grub. This is like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, go on, eat it. Right, so this whole thing, I mean, look, we're not in prison, even though it's on a prison tray, but we got 2 beers, a Coke, and our 2 trays, and a bowl of whatever that is. 100 Vietnamese dong, which is £3. £3 for 2 trays of dinner and all that lot. I mean, they could have pretended like we were foreigners and, you know, gullible and charged us triple that, but they're really nice and they've given us bugs for free. Bye-bye.
As we leave the craziness of Chao Bang and head northwest towards Ban Gioc and the Chinese border, little did I know that my joke that I made the night before at dinner about eating off a prison tray was closer to the truth than I'd like to imagine. In the last episode, we'd left the busy centre of Chao Bang district to head to the far northeast to visit the Ban Gioc Waterfall on the Chinese and Vietnam border. Our journey to the waterfall was around 90 kilometres, and the further north and east we rode, the more the landscape began to change. The roads in the northeast seemed to open up. Wide open tarmac that swept through this open green and surprisingly flat landscape. The towering karst mountains jutted out of the ground like teeth from the jawbone of a prehistoric dinosaur. This made them seem so much more epic. Our homestay was lovely and set in the most beautiful spot nestled between the mountains. A quick coffee and we headed off to see the waterfall.
So we finally arrived at the waterfall, Ban Gioc Waterfall. Look at that, amazing. Look, you can even get a little raft boat. It was £1.50 to get in, and you can get on a raft boat and they take you right into the falls for another £1.50. So I think, I'm not 100%, but I think this waterfall is shared between Vietnam and China. So the line down the middle is shared between the two. So I think that side over there is China and this side here is obviously Vietnam. So better not drift over the other side because I ain't got a visa. But yeah, look, you've got horses and everything up here. You can have a little pony ride. They look like magical ones, they're all white. Everyone's got little hats on. It's amazing here.
The waterfall was absolutely amazing. It's not the tallest in Vietnam, it's certainly the widest at over 100 metres wide.
We're literally in the bubble, like right here. It don't look like it as bad, but we are literally in it. We are getting bubbles. Woo, that's blowing in. Woo. It's so... Whoa. My jeans are getting wet. Debating whether or not to have a photo like this taken. No.
We'd had a long and amazing day at the waterfall, and so we headed home. It was on the way back that I couldn't resist getting the last drone shot of the day to capture the smoky haze from the burning rice fields against the pink sky. It was at this moment that things took a turn. The police, especially the border police, are known for their corruption and intimidation tactics. This border policeman confiscated my drone and demanded that I follow him back to the local police station. They used some pretty hectic scare tactics, and I was made to delete all the drone footage from the Chao Bang region. A couple of hours later, things cooled down slightly, and Will was also invited into the station, where we both unnervingly enjoyed a cup of local Vietnamese tea with the officers before I was let go. Freedom never felt freer than when you're almost chow banged up.
After a heavy night's sleep, we woke up to yet another stunning morning. Our plan was to head north and west, hugging the Chinese border, and in a few days we'd be hitting the northern part of the famous Ha Giang Loop. Today we were headed about 120 kilometres northwest of the waterfall to a small town in the north of the Chao Bang province. As with life, this whole trip was about the journey, soaking up what Vietnam had to offer. It was never about the destination, more about covering ground and seeing what we stumbled across along the way. The roads heading west are nothing short of spectacular. High mountain roads that made your ears pop on descent. But as we'd come to learn riding in Vietnam, expect the unexpected. A beautifully tarmac road could quickly turn into sand or even a building site, and you were expected just to carry on. The steep, rubbly descents were marked with sheer, unsupported cliff edges onto the side. Sometimes it was hard not to look at the stunning views and keep your eye on the road. Once we reached the town in northern Chao Bang, I took the opportunity to service the bike.
I've just noticed there's a barber shop over the road, and the man on the poster with the washed out hair has got the same haircut as me from like 1985.
Returning home from dinner, we heard karaoke being belted out for about a mile. As we got closer, we realised it was our host having a party with some friends. Reluctantly, we joined in, and soon you couldn't prise the mics out of our hands. After we serenaded everybody else until they'd had enough, we too hit the sack. Like I always say, if you can't beat them, join them. In the last episode, we were leaving the Ban Gioc Waterfall after our brush with the law, and we headed northwest along the Chinese border. Before we left our homestay in North Chao Bang, we'd stumbled on a historic and beautiful sight.
This is me and Will on a little electric cart going up to some temple thing,
Yeah.
Pakbo
Cave we're going to.
Pakbo Cave, but there's loads of things up there.
Yeah.
This is the little ticket. Do you want to show you the ticket, Will? It's got all them things.
All them things.
And a river in the middle, so I really want to see like the rivery thing, but Will's just happy to see whatever's
I'm just
there.
going along with the flow. It's a lucky dip ticket. We're just going, we see what's there.
We don't know what's there, how long it's going to take. We're just on this cart and that's it. Well, it looks good so far.
Pakbo Cave runs along the Chinese border in North Chao Bang.
Oh, Will. Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
This is good.
You know, I'm going to need both after this.
Oh wow, Will.
When we first stumbled across this place, we didn't realise its significance. This was the hiding site of the historical Vietnamese leader Ho Chi Minh, and this is where he hid out to avoid detection, living in this cave, fishing these turquoise blue waters, and it was the first time that he'd touched native Vietnamese soil in over 30 years. This place is absolutely stunning.
Will's having a sugarcane drink. This is how they make it. And it's got a bubble in the end. I don't know what the bubble is. It's a fruity thing. Look at that. Comes out the machine, opens a little flap, pushes out the bit you don't want, and it juices the sugar out. And it is 15 Vietnamese dong, same as my lolly, which is about 40, 50p. 40, 50p.
After a morning exploring Pac Bo, it was time to hit the road again. We were continuing our journey west and along the Chinese border, navigating the smaller D roads to take in the sights. We were also on the quest for a fuel station, and we clocked up just over 100 kilometres at this point, and the tanks had around a 250 kilometre capacity. I remember riding these roads on this beautiful sunny day and seeing the blue haze of the towering mountains in the distance that just seemed to go on forever, and being absolutely dumbstruck at the magnificence of this whole site.
So we met a Canadian guy in the last petrol station that wasn't selling petrol, and he's come from the west, and he was saying that the roads and the scenery in the west are amazing. And I mean, so far we've come up from Hanoi up through the east and across, and we've been blown away by that, so let alone what he's seen. But look at this. This is still in Cha Bang, not long far from where we were, but this is the scenery that we've been dealing with so far. So who knows what Ha Giang's scenery is like, if this is better than this.
Our ride was a mix of high mountain passes plus switchback after switchback on steep inclines and declines to boot.
So we are currently making our way west now towards Ha Giang. We're not quite at Ha Giang, we're in the province of Cha Bang. We've stayed at the centre before in the city, now we're north Cha Bang on the Chinese border. We're making our way west towards Thingy Bob, Ha Giang. As we've left, we've got about 130 kilometres on the clock, and these bikes do about 250, and we haven't got any petrol. Well, we tried to fill up but the station was shut. So we are making our way and hoping that we find one on the way. We should do, because Ha Giang is a big motorbike loop,
and famous for that. So yeah, I reckon we'll be all right. Will's just stopped off to take a photo inside somebody's like farm, because we're in this little village off the beaten track that's got all the people doing all the farm work and stuff, which is really cool. So that's where we are, on our way further west now from Ha Giang.
Our journey towards Ha Giang meant we would ride the famous Ban Nam Pass. It was currently under construction, and we found ourselves hitting this 14-loop switchback mountain road full of red gravel, diggers and rubble. The easiest way down was just to follow the locals.
We're about to do the big twisty descent. Any last words?
Tell my mum I love her.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's going to be...
let's follow this lady. She looks like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
go, let's go. Right, you follow the lady. She knows what she's doing. This is just where they're rebuilding it or resurfacing it. It's just gravel all the way down, and we've got hairpin after hairpin and loose gravel, and my brakes are not very good either. But as you can see, we're basically riding through a building site at the moment on what would be like a mountain pass in the Alps. Everyone bibs to let each other know they're coming down. Oh, that was a little back wheel skid. I just say follow the lady. She obviously knows what she's doing on her little 50cc. The locals are amazing. Look at her going over all that. Look, she's on a bloody scooter. No one in there. It's just proper off-road. I hope the GoPro's picking up the severity of this. I had a little sidewinder then. Back brake on a lot of it. Even in first at some points on that steep bit. Hope the GoPro picks this up. How mental was that last bit? You can't hear me. Oh, we want to see if we can... Oh yeah, we can get... Will, we can get one. We wanted to see if we can get a picture from here.
We wanted to get a photo of the famous mountain pass, but my experience with the drone in Ban Gioc had left me reluctant to fly it again so close to the border. So we settled for what we could capture over the edge.
All the way down. And then that's it going up. What gear are you in? Because mine's catching you up.
In a look at the map, we realised we were headed for another big twisty section of road.
Not wanting to hit this as the sun was setting, we headed for the next biggest town in Ban Gioc, still in the Cha Bang province, where we were hopeful that we'd have a good chance of refilling our bikes, which were nearing reserve.
I mean, look at the steepness of this place. Look at that, like, I'm trying not to fall off the side. Oh God, we've got a massive going on the wrong side of the road, but there's no one coming. I mean, the locals were doing this with chickens on the back, like, you know, they're just popping to the shop. So while we're navigating this pass, I took my 360 camera off the bike because I just foresaw that there was going to be a nosedive incident at some point. But it looks like we've come to the end of the gravel and the sun is piercing through the mountain. Look at that.
Having reached the big town in Ban Gioc where we were spending the night, we headed straight for the petrol station, filling our tanks up for the princely sum of 100,000 Vietnamese dong each, which is around £3. With the bike safely tucked up for the evening, we headed out to refuel ourselves before we woke to tackle tomorrow's adventures on the famous Ha Giang Loop.
Well, that was eventful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tune in to the next episode for more adventures. You can pick up your limited edition Tony Reviews Vietnam sticker from the Let Us Live website. I'll see you in the next one. In the last episode, we discovered the beautiful Pac Bo Cave and the secret hiding place of Ho Chi Minh before heading west on our hunt for fuel and to tackle the famous Bong Nam Pass. We hit the road on our quest to head west along the DT-217 and into Ha Giang. We would be crossing the provincial border by way of a bamboo ferry, which I absolutely couldn't wait for. However, on our way out of town, we stopped off to check out this local event.
So we're just literally pulling out of the town that we're staying in to head towards the bamboo ferry,
which we're really looking forward to. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. But there's a local cattle market. Now look at all the scooters on the way trailing down. That's all the people, all the farmers coming to buy the cattle, and you can hear them mooing. So we stopped off so we could take some photos and some footage. But at the same time, the area that we've parked has got all this like stuff that looks like cinnamon sticks and dried stuff. So as we're taking photos, the man's just invited Will into this big barn to have a little look at all of the stuff that he's got drying in there. So yeah, the people seem to be really friendly and really open to well, tourists taking their photos and just basically lapping up this experience. The VT217, the road from Bao Lac down to the Bamboo Raft, which is about a 2-hour drive away. And so far what we've had is all these red clay cliffs and gravel roads and dirt on the roads and potholes, and it's been quite fun. It's almost like a little semi-off road. As you can see, we're hitting wet clay. Oh, a little slide. Making my way up. Oh, a little slidey there. There's no barrier. It's lovely. Look at these big trees as well. Look at this mountain. So pretty much this whole journey is going to be like this, I think. Dirt roads. Should put my goggles on. Oh, it's a truck. I think that's where the water's coming from.
The winding road to the bamboo ferry was as I had predicted. A snaky red dust and clay road that was being carved out of the mountainside as we were riding it. We were thankful for this fantastic weather that we'd had so far, as these roads in the wet would be even more treacherous. And as fun as this type of riding was, we kept in mind that anything could be round the next bend.
So this is the road that we've been taking, which is pure red mud clay. Thank God it's been dry. But we are on our way down to this absolutely beautiful stretch of water, which is, I can't remember the name of the river, but we are going to get a bamboo raft across with the motorbikes to the other side, and I can't wait. I mean, he's gone down it with a naked baby. is a major route. This is now back on the DT217, believe it or not. Oh, I'm sliding and locking up. The trick is, I think, to try and keep rolling in first gear and a little bit of dabbing, but there's sections of this that are a bit hairy. And there's a man doing it in front of us with a baby on the back, naked baby, like it's nothing. And there's me and Will literally bouncing around. I think this guy in front, he was showing us the way because he thought we were in trouble because we were just taking photos at the top. But he's come to show us that this is the way down. Oh. Thank you. Oh my God, look at the river, look at the raft. Right, so me and Will are about to get on this bamboo raft, which is, this bloke's going to basically use the wire above to string and pull us across this section, and then we go up that other side. So this is Will about to get on the bamboo raft.
What do I have to go first?
Here we go, bamboo raft time. It's actually sinking slightly. Oh, we're moving. Wow, look at that. Oh my God, how serene is that?
So we're on the bamboo.
The journey to the bamboo ferry had taken just over 2 hours on some of the most challenging roads that we'd ridden yet. The section on the other side of the water was marked for expert riders only. We'd come this far and there was only one option. That was to carry on and deal with whatever lay on the other side once we got there.
Ready?
Okay.
Help.
Okay. Come on.
Come on. Cool, my foot nearly slipped on that. I thought I was going to slide off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. This is going to be interesting. How are you doing? Do you want to go straight up?
No, I can. I've got the wheel turned slightly, so I should be all right.
The gradient on exit was steep and slightly wet, and the bushes lining the edge of the pathway simply obscured the sheer drop off the edge. This section of road felt like it went on forever and got more rutted and deep in the worst places. It was truly one of the most terrifying sections of road I think I've ever ridden, to date anyway.
Look at that, we've got a welcoming committee.
We were now officially in Ha Giang. On arriving across the river, I noticed the people and their clothing had changed
as had the landscape yet again. Northern Vietnam is known for its different hill tribes. These people have their own language, traditions and culture. We were passing through one of the communes in the Mio Vac district of Ha Giang. These Hmong hill tribe people seem to walk everywhere and carry everything on their backs, unlike the Vietnamese who strap everything to their moped. What was also amazing was how they farmed this harsh volcanic landscape.
It's making me go wobbly.
In the last episode, we left the busy town of Bo Lat, taking the dusty red clay road down to the river, where we crossed the provincial border into Ha Giang by way of a bamboo ferry. After arriving in northern Ha Giang, we spent the night in a busy homestay overlooking the town, and in the first time since we'd arrived in Vietnam, with hordes of other motorcyclists.
Okay, follow me. Follow me. 1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, go!
We hit the busy roads of Ha Giang to head north to the Lung Cou flag tower, which is the northerlymost point in Vietnam. Absolutely, like, I don't know if you can even see the scale, but we've come along this ridge where these people are going, and it's pretty sort of, you know, not too much of a steep incline. It's sort of flat, well, semi sort of gradient, but the drop off the edge is unthinkable. It's stomach churning, as you can sort of see. But everything here is just, well, breathtaking, stomach churning, knee trembling. We travelled along some crazy high mountain passes in Ha Giang, so high that the air was blue as you looked down. But the imposing serenity of the mountains for me was spoiled by the hordes of 20-somethings riding pillion on organised scooter tours, beeping and tearing up these roads. The journey to Lung Cou would take us an hour out of our way. In total, the Lung Cou trip meant almost 4 hours out of our riding day, and to be honest, at this point, I was done with being stuck on the tourist loop. We've stopped off to have a coffee at this viewpoint, and you can see the road twisting its way around the mountain. We're going down this road in a minute. This is the viewpoint from here, and people are standing on these things, and I'm just like, how the hell can you do that? Everyone's doing it, I'm like, no way. But anyway, this is an actual viewpoint and a coffee stop at the same time, so a bit of a bargain there.
Time ticking on, we were making our way about 100 kilometres southwest towards our next homestay, a place nestled in a traditional Hmong village reserve. This place is just what we needed after the backpacking, music pumping craziness of Ha Giang. The people here were of the Hmong hill tribe, and all the homestays in the commune were made of the traditional baked clay method of making homes. It felt really good to be here. After some good food and conversation, we were ready for bed, but not before I'd had a few minutes to just look at the moon and listen to the crickets, of course. The next morning before we hit the road, our host had arranged for us to take a traditional Hmong herbal bath. So we rode to the local bathhouse about 5 minutes up the road, inside the commune.
Oh, this looks nice. So we are in a nature reserve, which is where the Hmong people live in this particular area. So all these homestays is within this village of where these Hmong people live in this place. They actually live here. But obviously the homestays are for tourists, but we've got to say we've come off of the main hustle bustle of Ha Giang Loop and we found this little nugget in the middle of nowhere. But look at all this beautiful scenery, look at that beautiful road down there. We are having a herbal bath and the smells coming from where she's running this hot bath smell so good. But yeah, you can hear like just all the birds, all the crickets, just everything in the forest, and it's so lovely. So this is the herbal bath that we're having. You've got a little hot tap to add more, and you've got a little thing to tip over yourself. It's infused with loads of stuff, herbal stuff, and it's a traditional thing that they do, but basically some stuff on the wall here, and it says, roll up. Oh, you got to sit back, relax, look out the window. I can't because the tap's that end. Breathe slowly. Inhale the scent of the bath. You pour it over yourself. You dip the cloth in, pull it all over your body. You sweat after 10 minutes in the bath, and even more after that 10 minutes. And after 15 and 20 minutes, your heart rate and your breath rate increase. And then you get out of the bath and you dry yourself. Right, okay, so when I start panting and like, this is too hot, that's when I get out. But that is the bath and the herbalness of the bath. And that is the view out the window, which is beautiful, which is a shame the tap's that end. I might sit at that end, I can get round the taps. At least I can look out the window, I don't want to face the wall.
The herbal bath was more lukewarm than hot, but I've got to admit there was something in the water which left me feeling totally chilled out. If you ever get a chance to visit one of these bathhouses, take it. Leaving the village, we hit the busy Ha Giang roads again, but our route was about to take us on some smaller back roads winding between some farmland. I then noticed we were about to stumble on two of our favourite things, coffee and suspension bridges.
See this bridge we're about to go over?
What?
See this bridge we're about to go over?
No. It says something here on the ticket.
We're going over a bridge, look.
Yeah, and it's got a little star here.
Yeah, we're going back over again. Do you want a cup of coffee here?
Yeah, man, let's do that.
We've stopped for coffee at this little place. Just here. Bikes are parked just there. And then this is the suspension bridge. Gets to the other side.
But our quiet little coffee spot was about to become invaded.
This is what we've been avoiding or trying to avoid. But you just can't get away from it on the Ha Giang Loop. Look, more coming, more coming, more coming. This side, yeah. Yeah, you're better that side. Get over here a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so about there, yeah, ready?
Our journey through northwest Ha Giang consisted of more amazingly high mountain roads, views you could literally die for, as well as some fun of course on more suspension bridges. We also visited a UNESCO World Heritage tribal market before we reached Ha Giang Centre. We headed about 150 kilometres towards central Ha Giang, and wanting to avoid the hordes of backpackers and scooters, we opted for a posh eco lodge just outside of the city to have a quiet beer overlooking the mountains. So tonight we're staying in an eco lodge just outside of the main Ha Giang city because it's mental in Ha Giang. It's almost,
well, it's another big town basically, and it's where all the backpackers are going and all the rest of it. So we found somewhere outside the city, in the hills, in the mountains. Again, you got the mountains, you can hear all the crickets cricketing around. There's another big ridge over there, but it's getting a bit hazy now, so you probably can't see it, but there's a big ridge there. It's got a pool, not getting in the pool. This place is 25 quid a night, by the way, and we're sharing a room, so it's 25 quid for a room, and it includes breakfast.
That night, we decided we'd had enough of the touristy Ha Giang, and to make our way further west and off the Ha Giang Loop. In the last episode, we explored some of the beautiful high mountain roads in Ha Giang. We stayed in a Hmong village and indulged in a traditional tribal herbal bath. After hitting the busy Ha Giang roads for yet another day, we escaped to the mountains that evening, where we decided we needed to get out of Ha Giang if we wanted to see the real Vietnam.
That's what I mean, let me go this way.
After struggling to do our morning checks after the mechanic had over-tightened the dipstick, we finally hit the road. But before we left the mountain, we had to visit this suspension bridge.
Well, look at that.
So this lady, like the locals literally just carry all their shit like this. Like it's nothing. Me and Will, we've just been riding up and down over this bridge like it's a big deal, but the locals, as you can see, just treat it like it's an everyday thing. But so we filmed ourselves going up and down. This has been a thing on our trip. We've been doing bridges and stopping halfway and sort of like, you know, taking loads of shots and whatever. This one is a particularly scary one. There's a massive drop and there's been trucks going over this. I've got it on the GoPro, you'll see it when I do the final edit of the video, but we are about to go on to this and do a little video of ourselves. Going into the bridge, look at the mirrors on the thing. Look up, narrow, and this bridge swings and sways as he goes over. Look at that. Look, it is. That is the bridge making that noise. Oh my God. Oh, it's bending all the way down each section.
Oh my God.
Oh. Oh my God. Look at all the suspension bits moving up and down here. Creaking. God.
Oh my God. Wow, all right. Is that okay with how I broke before?
I was looking down. Look down when you go across.
No, don't look down. I'm so close to you, man.
No, God,
Get it.
come on then. Oh, we're
Screwed it.
Oh no. We're on it now.
This will do.
Alright, come on then.
Ready?
Oh God, it's moving.
With another petrifying but exhilarating suspension bridge ride behind us, we started to make our way off the mountain and headed west. We were aiming to get out of the Ha Giang district and off the touristy loop, making our way to the Lao Cai region. This would mean a day of monotonous yet tough riding through big busy towns, in a bid to make as much ground and get as far away from Ha Giang as we could.
and closer to the London hustle we were used to, navigating fumes, big trucks and crazy driving. But we were in this amazing place, and of course we still found places to play.
Oh, look at the river. Look how fast it is. Ready?
Yeah.
So you stay back my elbow in.
Yeah.
We rode throughout the day, stopping briefly for a bowl of roadside noodles at about 4 o'clock. Checking the map, we saw we'd be hitting some small homestays just 30 minutes away, so we set our sights to stay there for the night as the pink dusky skies started to set in. We pulled into a village off the main road. It was full of small farms, buffalo, rice and cornfields, but no obvious homestays.
Is it?
With the sun setting fast and 140 kilometres already under our belts, it was at the last moment that I noticed a small wooden sign.
So this is our homestay that we've sort of winged it. We've gone off the beaten track, we've gone down some side roads, we've roughly guesstimated a distance that we wanted to travel, and we found this place in the back of beyond, sort of off the main road. And this seems to be like a village. So this is the upper floor, which seems to have this like
springy bamboo, flattened bamboo stuff. So you're basically walking almost on the rafters, like if you was to go in your attic, you've got to be like on the joists, if you know what I mean. So we're sleeping up here, you get a little curtain around, and then this is the view out the front. And we are literally in the farm, like in all the farm fields. There's all the buffalo and all the rest of it. So, and this is the upper floor, and there's the downstairs, there's the little dog. This is all very nice. And then you even get a little curtain around your bed in sort of dorm style. So Will's getting set up on the other side of the room. And then that's my stuff on that side. It is a bit unnerving walking on this bit, I'm not going to lie. But they're walking around like there's no problem.
Our homestay was literally that, a homestay. We were sleeping on the upper floor of this family home with 3 generations of the same family. Nan, Grandad, Mum, Dad and kids, each in their own corner, whilst me and Will took the central spot. Once we set up our beds, we headed off to explore the local village before the sun set and before dinner was served.
Oh, he's coming. Look at this. It's a little water wheel. Little thing you can sit on. Hello. This is the village that we are staying in. It looks like we are the only tourists, the only foreigners here, because everybody's like waving and saying hello. And it also looks like they've killed one of the ducks, because that's what's on the menu tonight. Because they said, do you want dinner? And we said yeah, and they were like, oh, 150 Vietnamese dong each, which is about £4.50 or about £5 maximum, I think. So they've probably done that because they're like, oh, paying customers. But and he's gone to get some bits as well to go with a duck, and the dog's been licking the juice of the duck. If I'd have known, I would have said no dinner for me. But anyway, this is where it's staying, and yeah, it looks very nice. I just wish they didn't kill a duck.
Of course, in true hypocritical city dweller style, I tucked into the duck amongst other things that evening, and we sat down to an authentic Vietnamese dinner, the best we'd had since we landed in Vietnam.
So this is the family that we are having a homestay with. They've cooked this amazing food. They're teaching us some Vietnamese, and we are drinking the rice wine, and we're saying, how do we say? So I say oi oi.
Oi, 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 oi.
Oi oi. Oi oi. And they're teaching us Vietnamese, and we're teaching them a bit of London.
The next morning, before we hit the road, our host took us to the local market. It reminded me of Sundays as a kid down the East End markets with my nan. It was tough to resist the variety of bargains on offer, but there was just no room on the bike. However, it made for some great shots for Will, and the ladies also took a shine to the 6-foot foreigner.
Oh, what is it? Tyres, repurposed tyres.
Steep.
We finally hit the road, but we weren't far out of the village until yet again we found another place to play.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Obviously the old suspension bridge.
Yeah. Look at that as well.
Yeah.
You could even ride your bike across that bit. Might get a bit deep there.
On the other side,
You couldn't, no. Cool, look at that bridge though. Ready?
yeah.
My bike gonna start? Is it gonna start? If not, I'm gonna try and bump it down this hill if I can get over it. Ah, it's a bit of a bump. Let's get down it, get a roll on. Hooked out for some reason.
Saying down there.
Oh, it's just a cut through. Will, look.
Oh yeah.
It's only a cut through. Literally a 2-minute cut through, innit?
Just go around?
Go down it if you want to take a look. Should we go down?
We took a short detour to visit an abandoned 1914 Emperor's Palace. The short 2-minute detour that we took ended up being an obstacle course, and unfortunately I turned my camera off on the best bit. But we made it to the palace and I had a cuppa whilst Will went inside to take some pics. After a brief stop at the palace, we continued heading west on the DT154, which had so far been some of the most beautiful roads that we had ridden. Stunning views, beautiful roads and plenty of places to play, and we were still lucking out on the weather front too.
We were heading for the next biggest town in Lo Kai as we pondered our next move in a bid to fit as much in before we had to return our bikes back to Hanoi. In the last episode, we finally escaped the touristy Ha Giang as we immersed ourselves in the authentic Vietnam. We found ourselves staying with a family in a local farming community in Lo Kai, swapping traditions and eating homemade food. Our journey continued west and we rode some of the most beautiful roads with the most stunning views to date. We had reached our next big stop in Lo Kai, where it was decision time. We only had 4 days left until we had to be back in busy Hanoi, and we had to work out, did we have enough time to fit in some of the things that we had set our sights on, or would we have to sacrifice something to meet the deadline? There were 2 things we really wanted to see: the drive-through cave in Son La and the dinosaur backbone in Ta Xau. We decided if we hit the road an hour earlier each day, and we took some of the bigger roads towards Son La, that we could cover enough ground over the next few days to make it back in time and fit both these must-see attractions into our trip. Right, we're going to test a little bit of off-road down to Ban Gioc. Give him a bit of a space because you can't pull your brakes on that shit. Oh. I think we've got to go across the train track. Hopefully we don't get stuck.
There we go.
Look how pretty that is.
I'll take a quick photo of that.
That's lovely. So our plans have slightly shifted today. We realised we've got to move south a little bit quicker because we need to get back to Hanoi in time. Anyway, we're on our way down to a place called Ban Gioc, and we're looking at Google Maps and it offered a little shortcut. So we took the shortcut and come down a dirt path from up there, and then it took us across the train track here, which we're lucky is empty at the minute, and we've come down to the beautiful riverside bit. So yeah, it's been a lovely day so far, really lovely sweeping roads. Look at that. And it is baking hot. It's really, really hot, especially when you stop and have a little break. But look.
Yet again, our little detours found us riding into the unknown and stumbling on some epic stuff. We took this small off-road section, crossed the train track, and found ourselves riding alongside this beautiful stretch of river. Being sufficiently far enough from the Chinese border and away from prying eyes, it was the first time since Ban Gioc that I'd had enough courage to fly the drone. After our beautiful little riverside ride, we found ourselves hitting the bigger roads and some major roadworks. The roads had gone from swooping tarmac to predominantly red dust and clay, and we were riding mile after mile through what felt like a Martian landscape. Visibility was low due to the lorries and diggers throwing up the red soil into the hot, thick air.
So we're waiting at this red tape because I think there's been a landslide over here and there's a digger right up there, and I really hope that he don't do anything. Oh shit, please don't move. Oh, if that moves, just get ready to run, Will. Holy crap, like that's all loose. All right, he's letting this old man through with bamboo. Holy crap. So today's ride has been a mix of lovely swooping, beautiful, wide, freshly tarmac roads and roads under construction with so much dust you can't even see 2 centimetres in front of you, and there's massive juggernauts coming in the opposite direction. So this is, I've wiped the lens on this but I don't know if you can pick it up, but this is how dusty everything is, like literally filthy. Right. Covered, but we stopped off for this little amazing view.
It was another magnificent day's riding. And there's nothing like a good old near-death experience to put a smile on your face and make you appreciate making the end of the day even more. We didn't have long until the sun would set, but we just had to stop to admire the breathtaking views along the way. In the last episode, we started to travel south and hit a mix of beautiful swooping roads, which quickly turned into dusty Martian landscapes. We rode through dust and dirt for a majority of the day and had our share of close calls, but that still didn't wipe the smiles off our faces. And for the first time in a long time, I finally got to fly the drone over some beautiful stretches of river.
Stop and get some water. Oh, poor little cat down there with a load of chickens. And yeah, it's looking beautiful. Another big day ahead. Going down now towards the cave just above Son La, or in the Son La region.
Time was now ticking on, and we only had 3 days remaining until we had to be back in Hanoi. Despite us travelling further south, we weren't any closer to Hanoi, which was over 300 kilometres east of us. But we had decided we just couldn't cut out the 2 big attractions that we really wanted to see.
The drive-through cave in Son La was our next destination. Making this decision would ultimately mean that we would be putting pressure on ourselves down to the wire if we were to visit both the cave in Son La and the Dinosaur backbone in Ta Xau, which I was confident we could do. After all, we'd come all this way and we just couldn't give up now. So we've ridden up here past this massive like lakey thing that travels for miles, and basically I've gestured, can we get on your thingy, rafty thing, because they're farming fish on there. So the man's getting his longboat over, coming to pick me up, and we're going to take a little look on there at what he's farming. No, look, you get on this boat, and then he's going to pull us across. Don't drop me in. Right, can you get on that bit? Right, look, he's taking this end. You ready? Do you want to do one at a time?
Yeah, go, and you go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's slippery, be careful. Oh, Son Chow. Oh. Come on. Here comes Will. Look at that massive engine. Here comes Will.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean about it being slippery.
Yeah, that middle bit.
Oh,
Come on.
Come on.
This is scary. This is scary. Right, it's bouncy when you bounce on it. Oh. Oh, you go first. You go first. I'm holding him.
Hang on.
Can I hold you?
Oh.
Will, hold on my shoulder, quick.
I'm not going to be able to because I'm going to go.
Don't drop my GoPro in.
I'm not.
Got it? Oh! He's too heavy. Get him off.
Okay.
Right, the man's... Oh, this is very... How do they do this?
Oh my God.
Oh. Oh. Oh my God. He's just walking on it like it's normal and I'm literally shaking. Oh. I'm going to get on the flat bit. Oh. Oh, let me stand there. It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Come on.
I mean...
It's lovely.
Yeah. Imagine spending all your day in here just fishing. Oh. Right. The trick is try not to look down. Just look ahead. Right, there's some fish jumping around in this one. This man's laughing at us. Oh God. Alright, it's better if you walk with your feet out like that. If you walk like that, it's better. Like this. The man on the floating raft house was really kind, which had been our experience with most Vietnamese people on this trip. He took the time and the patience to show two bungling foreigners around his floating fish farm, even though I suspect he secretly wanted to see us fall in.
Cross home and you do it.
Okay. You're setting sail, Will.
I know.
Okay, so on the run down here, I bombed it and didn't realise it was gravel. So just had to make the best of it at the last moment and just go with whatever. So now we know what's on the other side, we're going to take a run up. So Will?
Take a run up, Tone.
Take a run up, off you go. Here we go, taking a run up, because it goes into pure gravel. And it's steep. I'm in third gear. We'll better get moving a little bit. Oh, there's a bit of a gravel patch. Here's the gravel coming up. This is where it gets tricky. Phew. I'm not going to lie, that was a little bit hair raising. I forgot about the drop either side. And the bike's just conked out as we got to the top.
Even though we were on a tight schedule, we were aware that we had come to this place for an adventure. We weren't simply here to ride from A to B. We were here to discover Vietnam and the adventures just waiting to be had.
I know, look at that. That literally is like a dinosaur backbone as well.
That is like crazy.
These views and this ride was jaw-dropping. We had taken the QL279, which followed this vast network of waterways. It was then that I found the ideal spot to stop for lunch and attempt to take it all in.
Wow, this is some homestay. Look at this. Look at this mountain up here. Right on the lake. Wow. Wow. We could stop for lunch here.
food we're going to eat. And this is the place we stopped at to eat it, which is amazing. But what's probably not amazing is when we get the bill, because we tried to ask, but we reckon it's going to be more. But this looks good. We continued on our journey for another hour or so, until again I spotted something else on the map. It was a small ring of dwellings, nestled inside a loop of towering karst mountains. So we decided to take a detour down another narrow track to check out just what was inside. That looks quite Jurassic Parky.
That looks like what?
Jurassic Parky. It's impressive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty fucking crazy.
You've got a whole world down here.
I know, it's like all hidden.
Yep. Yep. After our little adventure into the secret hidden world, we hit the road to try and find our drive-through cave and before the sun set for the day. We knew whereabouts it was, but we had a suspicion it would be difficult to find. True to form, it was, and we found ourselves frustrated, separated and navigating the back streets of some small communities. It was at this point I ditched the maps on my phone and used my internal compass. If I aimed for the big mountain ahead of me, then surely at some point I'd find a gap that would lead to the cave that we were looking for. So we're looking for this secret drive-through cave, and I've sort of pulled into this looking like this is the cave. Looked at this map, looks like it's the route. And can you see that massive hole up there? But this, I don't know if we have to go up round the mountain pass. It looks a bit flipping scary if this is the route. Might have to walk up it first and have a look. Don't know how far up this goes, but someone just came down it.
it's looking a bit steep. Oh. Right, you do go up there then. Oh God, you do go up here. Right. Right, this is the cave. This is a local coming down on a scooter. They've just got their shopping on the back, and they're just climbing up here. Xin chào. It looks pretty good, and it's much wider than the bamboo raft road we did. Oh, a few little skid outs.
The walk I'd done prior to the ride up the steep sandy path had left me pondering what could happen if I'd made a mistake. The cliff edge was high and there was no room for error. Unlike my usual just go for it attitude, the recce walk had put doubt into my mind, and for the first time I was concentrating on what could go wrong rather than just getting on and doing it.
Uh-oh. Right. Holy crap, I just fell off the first one. This is second attempt. I'm on the second ledge now. We'll get a bit in front just in case there's any gravel that we need to stop at. Literally the first gear drop. I finally made it up into the cave after I fell, and we made it up. There's all these kids up here, so they just treat it like it's nothing. But we were shitting ourselves. But anyway, and yet again they want selfies with the foreigners. Oh, wait. This is all the kids having selfies, that they love it. Xin chào everyone. So the kids have all basically taken Will to the other side of the cave. They're trying to get us both to go, but I can't bother doing the walk, to be fair. But this is the start, and the kids are all up there. Like there's literally probably about 30 kids. I said to Will, this is like, you know when you visit a block of flats and then all the kids are hanging about in the underground? This is basically their hideout. So the cave up on the top of the mountain is where the kids all bring their motorbikes. Look at all these lot, 2 up, and basically hang out in the cave. But so they're telling us what's on the other side. Luckily the kids didn't see me stack it. I mean, look at these motorbikes. They're on these tiny little Honda Cub 90s, like nothing. I mean, yeah, I'm on a 150, but I stacked it big time going up. All you heard was the engine revving. But anyway, I'm just dreading what's on the other side. They're like, yeah, it's fine, but they've done this a million times. They think this is fine, and it wasn't fine. Right, so the kids are all wishing us good luck, and they're going the other way, which makes me a bit nervous. It might actually make me more nervous if they go the way we're going, just because they're going to want to be like overtaking and all that lot. Let me get the kids, hang on.
After I'd done my best Del Boy impersonation and used Xin Chao for every situation, the kids headed one way and we ventured the other, not knowing what lay on the other side.
They're all going that way. Look, no crash helmets. We made an absolute meal out of that, and they're just like, oh, bye. Right, Will, let's go. Yep. Here we go, cave riding. First gear only. I'm not making the same mistake that I made before. Oh, there's rivets and divots everywhere. Shall I put high beam on? There's a little uppy bit. Literally a first gear job.
On exit of the cave, we unexpectedly hit some serious red roads, which were steep, rutted and seemingly never ending.
So they've concrete in this road as we're going on it, and we're taking the gravel path at the side. Xin chào.
We made it, baby. That better be on fucking GoPro, man.
It is, look. Through wheel stuff. Right, we're still on the descent, coming out the bloody village, and I'm literally just first gear dabbing, trying to dab the brakes to. Oh shit. I mean, I can't lie, it is fun. All the scary things are, right? Oh. I shouldn't have gone that side, I should have stayed that side. And just spun that a little bit and gone over there. I don't want to go to the edge, that's an edge I do not want to go down.
The GoPro just doesn't show the severity of these roads. The sound from the engine is the steepness of the gradient putting pressure
on my poor little Honda's engine in first gear with the odd dab of the back brake to slow me down. This was a village and one under construction, and as I'd mentioned in previous episodes, in Vietnam you never know what's round the next bend.
I'm just using my first gear and that's it, not touching my brakes. Every now and again sitting down because my legs, my feet are aching from waiting to dab a brake. Uh-oh. Let me go in there with Will. Will,
That's incredible!
I just want to say, how shit are we? We're like, oh, and all them ladies at the side like cutting their bamboo. We're like, well, what are them two screaming at?
We're not that shit because we're still alive.
Barely. Let's get to the end of this one. I can't believe that.
Ready?
Yeah. Right, so we've just come through the cave. This is the video after the cave. So we come through the cave. We've taken a detour through the village, which was all rutted off-road clay. We then hit a section of what we thought was brand new concrete road, and we were like, yes. And then we got to a point and it started looking darker grey, and then we realised it was being freshly laid as we were going on it. So we got off it and gone up the side part, which is like this stuff here. And I'm looking ahead and the road looks like it goes further up and over this mountain, so it's like pure sand at the moment, pure off-road sand.
This off-road red dusty descent had been the most fun riding that we had done on the entire trip. We had no idea how long we'd be out here in the red sand and how much longer we had to ride before the sun set, but we were having so much fun I don't think we really cared. We'd done the cave and now it was on to the last big adventure of our Vietnam trip. In the last episode, we made our way south towards Son La to take in the epic drive-through cave. We stumbled across some amazing landscapes, people and adventures, and to top it off, the cave ride and the red road descent was so incredible it made the whole thing worthwhile. We now only had 2 days remaining to make it back to Hanoi, which was still over 300 kilometres away and roughly 2 days riding at our current pace. Yet we still had the Dinosaur backbone mountain range in Ta Xau to tick off our itinerary. The pressure was really on, but we were more focused on seeing the things that we'd come here to experience and worry about the logistics afterwards. After all, Ta Xau was a long way from Hanoi for sure, but Vietnam was much further from England. So this is how we start our day. We've stopped at a little coffee stop. This girl's making us like the Vietnamese hot coffee with condensed milk, which is what we've started our day with every day pretty much. I've just been into this shop to get some headache tablets because I've got a banging headache because I'm not drinking enough during the day and it's baking up. Lady sold me these things, 400 milligrams each, and they're like rheumatic pain. And I said, no, it's the head. She said, all pain is pain, take them. And then she told me to take 3 in one go. And when I looked, they're 400 milligrams each. So that's like 1200 milligrams of like pure Vietnamese pain relief. And I'm like, no, I'm a bit reluctant to take them. But anyway, hopefully the coffee and a little banana or something will help shift it. And then we're gonna make our way to Ta Xau, which is a place by this big national park, and it's the place that I've been waiting to see because it's got this ridge, a mountain ridge called the Dinosaur backbone, and it sheer drops either side, and you can walk it or ride it. And I think we're walking it, we're not riding it, and I can't wait to get there and have a little look. And apparently as well, looking at some of the homestay accommodation up there, it looks absolutely awesome. You're like above the clouds, so can't wait for that.
Fascinatingly, the people, clothing and appearances changed through each district that we passed. And in Son La, I noticed something else. Women were wearing their hair in extremely high buns. The Thai Den women of the region put their hair in a bun, which is called a Ta Xau. This signifies the woman is married, but is also a sign of respect to their husbands and families. As foreigners with a strict health and safety mindset, we were amazed at the small crash helmets balancing on top of these gigantic towers of hair. We then came across one ingenious couple's invention. This morning ride was absolutely incredible. The tarmac was smooth and wide, and the roads were empty, like they'd just been made for us to play on. The views went on for miles, as far as you could see, and the road just twisted off into the distance. We were engulfed by sunshine and the blue haze from the towering mountains on either side. Not only had the way the people dressed changed, but the way they farmed the land had too. The farmed landscape seemed more hilly than mountainous, and there were less carved terraces and irrigation systems, and more neatly laid rows of crops that were being watered in ways similar to what we see in Europe.
Okay, so we're going to do this cut through here, which is going to take us up through that.
Again, we were mesmerised by the views and just had to stop off to take some photos and video footage. Will had stopped a few hundred metres before me further downriver, and I'd carried on further up just to get some shots with my 360 camera over the edge. But what I can't help noticing in editing all these videos is the consistent smile on my face at all times. On our journey, we came across one of our favourite things, a suspension bridge, but this one looked particularly rusty. The thing about travelling with a good mate is your opposite approach to tackling situations. As Will patiently tried to Google Translate the sign above the bridge to see if it was roadworthy, I did the typical Tony thing and impatiently made my way onto the bridge, closely followed by Will. After all, that's what friendship's all about. Friends are there to push you out your comfort zone with their opposing way of doing things to the point that you want to strangle the person, and to celebrate sometimes if you do make it to the other side. But in both cases, it's to share a beer and reminisce over memories like these. So we're on our way to the Dinosaur backbone and riding along this big road. It's really pretty actually. There's loads of farms and everything's in like order, and they're sprinkling all the things with water and everything's growing. Anyway, all these stalls are selling this stuff and we just wondered what it is because everyone's selling it. And this lady's cutting up like dried out banana leaf and then packaging whatever it is. So it's black rice cake or something. So we bought one for 5,000 dong, which is about 30p. Yeah, something like that.
Not even that though.
15p.
15p.
And we're going to try it. So this is what it looks like packaged. There's loads of them. Kwandong Bangai. And that's what it looks like raw, I think. So we're going to try it and see what it's like. The lady's showing us how to unwrap it. We did it completely wrong. Just pick it like that, unwrap bit by bit and then eat it like that. Right, we're on our way to the Dinosaur backbone, but this camera is not picking up. Oh, it's not picking it up. No, it's not. There's a ridge right out the back. You can't even see it because it's so... No.
We were on the main road and then the map took us off onto a little kind of bike road. But believe it or not, there's something like mini buses coming down. But anyway, and...
Right, so we're on our way to the Dinosaur backbone, and if you can see in the distance, these like... I don't even think the camera's going to pick it up out the back there. But there's another ridge above that ridge. But it's very, very high. And we're on these little... And as you can see, there are buses coming up these tiny little roads. We've been coming up these tiny little turnings with gravel, and then you're coming up and don't think anything's coming, and all of a sudden one of these will come around the bend and overshoot its side as well. So look, you just think there's little scooters coming down, and then all of a sudden you've got these three in convoy. The mountain passes became higher and narrower, and your ears popped with the altitude. The mountain ranges in the distance were so high we sometimes mistook them for clouds. I was thankful we were riding these roads on a sunny, bright day and in low season, because the large coaches that came speeding round these blind bends at speed, regardless of who was coming the other way, was absolutely terrifying. With a fear of heights and some sections of the road marked as expert riders only, my anticipation and fear grew the closer we got to the backbone. Oh, keep your distance, Will. Keep back from him just in case he rolls. Shit, look, he's going down the ditch, that one. Huh? That one's going down the ditch. Oh no. There's another coach coming.
babies. You just don't know what's coming, and it is literally stomach churningly high. This is so high. This is the DT112, and this is going up to the Dinosaur backbone. We're about 20 kilometres from there, but it is so high, the air is blue, and you can barely see the mountains, it's so high. But you've got to be careful, because coming round each bend, like, is lorries and buses and all sorts. Look at the locals just zooming it round. I mean, there's no way, my belly's churning just looking over the edge. It's so high. I mean, look at this. I'm going to try and stay away from the edge a bit, but holy moly.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's sheer down there.
That is fucking insane.
It is totally insane. It's making me actually lightheaded to look over.
When we're still going up.
We're still going up, I know. Oh, it's making me go a bit funny. We are still going up. And up, and up, and up. And it is insanely scary. And I'm worried about going down more than anything, because on going down you're going to be on that side of the road, so anything oncoming you're going to be on the edge side. At least going up you're on the inside. Holy moly. Just checking, I think this road might turn into something a little bit scary. Oh no, I thought it was going up.
After a stressful ride on increasingly sketchy roads, we finally made it to the backbone and the hordes of coffee shops that perch precariously overlooking the 2,800 metre high mountain range.
So this is the Dinosaur's backbone. And we're walking down to the end point, which is like a flag on the end. You can ride it, but
we've decided to stroll.
We are strolling it. It's still steep, like I'm literally like on my heels digging in. And look at that over there. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. It's hard not to lose your balance when you look over it, so steep. Look at that. Wow. God, don't you feel little?
I know. And you think this is only our planet. You think about the fucking solar system.
I can, man, my brain's...
Yeah. So like, you know, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. So we thought we were on the Dinosaur backbone, and the last little bit is really treacherous, so we're really glad we didn't ride it now, because this terrain is like a jagged Mars-scape. How the hell you would navigate these ridges and not come off these edges is not worth thinking about. I'm jelly-legged just walking it. So, oh, someone's brought their bike down here though. Oh my God. Just wanna, oh God, it is petrifying. Look at how blue the air is. Can you see Will behind me somewhere? It's petrifying. Ooh. Bill, look at the ridge on the lens, on the camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me go in front. I'm not walking side by side on this bit. Oh my God. Will. Oh my God. I can't.
Just keep going, Tony. Keep going, keep going.
I've got to look straight. I've got to look straight. Don't look side.
Straight.
Don't look on the sides. Don't look on the sides. Don't look on the side. He went up there.
There you go.
Oh my God. Oh, oh God. This is treacherous. All I can see is the edges in my peripheral vision, just dropping into the middle of nowhere. You know, trying not to look side to side. Right, I'm nearly at the flag. Oh, the wind's blowing. Oh God. Right, let's get down to that flag. Something to hold on to. Uh-oh, it goes down there as well. I'm not chancing what's down there. Wow. Oh God. This is us on the very end where the flagpole is of the dinosaur's backbone.
It's the tip of the world.
The tip of the world, the top of the world.
These are the mountains you see from the plane and you think, who's down there?
Yep. That flagpole's wobbly.
Us, that's who's there.
Yep. Just have a little look at that ridge. It's treacherous. You can ride a motorbike down here, but we're not good enough. So we just, yeah, crazy people with a death wish. Walking it's bad enough.
Yeah.
We had finally made it and squeezed every last drop out of this adventure. The views were breathtaking. It had been an adventure of a lifetime, and capping it off on top of this knife edge of a mountaintop was epic. And the best bit was, the adventure wasn't over just yet.
But the sun's about to set over the ridge sort of thing. We're having a little coffee in here. We've just done that dinosaur backbone. We're dead. I don't know if you can see my face. There's my face in real time. There's Will's face in real time.
I need a shower, man.
Yeah, I know. We haven't even got anywhere to stay yet, so we're hoping we can find somewhere up here. But I think there's a few places. But
yeah, hoping so.
Yeah, that's us for tonight. So this is our accommodation for the night, and we asked for the one of them overlooking this because the sun rises and sets over that ridge, but we've not eaten all day and I am starving and I'm getting indigestion, so I spotted a little cellar down the road with some bananas, but I think we're going to get a lovely little pink sky tonight. But I'm running down to grab myself some choy, is what they call a banana. Get out the road, chicken. Why did the chicken cross the road? Right, I think this was my, no, was this my cellar or the one next one up? It's got corn on the cob. Right, I'm sure I saw bananas down here. I think this was bananas. No. It's got to be this. I saw bananas here, definitely. Yes, bananas and a chicken. Xin chào. Xin chào. Chuối. Chuối. Ooh. And do you want to give a bundle?
20.000 một nải. 20.000 một.
How much? 20? Hang on. 20? 20, let me find a 20. 10, I think that is a 20. 20? Oh, I feel better already knowing I got bananas. Bananas, a couple of Cokes and a couple of waters just to replace the energy lost today. And it's barbecue on the menu tonight apparently. Is it this far up? Oh, there we are. There we are. That's going to be a lovely view. The bike's still not warm. There we go. And on the last big adventure stop that we're making on this trip, other than we've got Cat Bar Island still to go, but in terms of us riding motorbikes, we're finishing off with a lovely little fire pit. The smoke's blowing right into my room, but never mind. We've got an absolute beautiful little real fire going. It's really lovely and warm, and a barbie later.
This was the end. We had just over 300 kilometres to make it back to Hanoi, and we still had to get off the mountain. We found ourselves riding through the clouds on our descent, which made it all the more hair-raising. We spent about 9 hours riding that day, making it back to Hanoi with just minutes to spare. I didn't feel much of the return journey, as the closer I got to Hanoi, the more deflated I became that this epic adventure was over. I was so depressed and exhausted that I couldn't even speak, and so I left the outro to Will.
So we made it back to Ta Xau in Hanoi, come through the hell that is Hanoi traffic. We got separated at the last knock-ins, so we came in solo each. It's all good. Yeah, it's been a really long day. We've had like full-on stuff. Like, we didn't expect to do it in 2 days. Here they go, this guy. Anyway, we booked another hotel homestay type thing. There are the bikes, all back, ready to go. Feels a bit odd leaving them, but now we're going down to Cat Bar to have a little bit of time off. So yeah, how you feel, Tone?
Knackered, exhausted.
That's it. Catch you guys later.
We'd had an amazing time. Parts of this journey had tested our friendship, and other parts definitely tested our mettle. But we had an adventure of a lifetime, and I just can't wait until the next one.